Hey guys, it's me, and I'm happy to announce that I have a bunch of stand-up dates. I might be coming to a city near you. This weekend, I will be in Nashville with Adam Friedland. I have a ticket link in my Instagram bio, Racine.Mike on Instagram, where you can buy tickets. We'll be at the Third Coast Comedy Club. Late show Friday, 10 o'clock show on Friday, 8 and 10 o'clock show on Saturday. No, I think it's 8 and 10:30. 10:30, well, you'll see on the website. I am also coming to, where am I? I'm going to I'll be in San Diego with Dan Soder from the 21st to the 23rd of October. I'll be at Skankfest November 5th through November 7th in Houston, Texas. I will be, and then is that it? We're trying to do Atlanta for the 12th and the 13th. We're trying to set something up down there, me and Adam, to co-headline. And then December 10th and 11th, I will be at the Independent Comedy Club in Detroit, Michigan. And then January, let's see, January, is it? No, wait, is it No, sorry, December 10th. And then December 17th and 18th, I will be at the Sisyphus Brewing Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota. All these dates, all these links will be available. Shoot me a DM on Twitter if you want to come to any of these shows, and we will have ticket links as soon as they come up. But I just wanted to announce. And this weekend, like I said, Nashville, Third Coast Comedy Club with Adam Friedland. Thank you so much. Today we're talking to a comic. The comic's name is Geoffrey Asmus, and I had a great time doing this interview. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good riffs back and forth. I like just hanging out and talking to funny people, and I hope you guys like the show too. All right, hello folks. It's Mike Racine, and if you know anything about me, you know that I love talking to comedians. I love all comedians. I like, male comics, Asian comics, disabled comics. They're all really cool. So today I wanted to do an episode. We tried to get this guy on last week, but he had to take off. He said that he had a gig. I thought it was pretty weird that he had a gig on a Tuesday. But he did post pictures of a private jet that he was flying to the gig, so he was probably, what I would think is he's probably opening for Chris D'Elia or somebody, or Brian Callen, or one of these LA rapists. one of these LA guys who just loves to rape. But we're really happy to have him on the show. And here's the thing, folks. I feel like, I was like, I got to have this guy on because I see a lot of his clips on Instagram, and they're all very consistently funny. And I feel like we should see more of this guy. More people should know who he is. And I feel like with comedy, nobody really has any. Everybody's just kind of following everybody around in terms of what's good and who should be booked. So I'm not saying that you're a hidden gem, because I don't know what you're doing with your career, but whatever you're doing, it should be more. So please welcome Mr. Geoffrey Anus to the show. Did I pronounce that right? Jeffrey Anus.
That is an old family name.
Yeah.
People got their last names from what they did for a living. We were the Anus people. Everyone just fucked us. Yeah, Jeffrey Anus. Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm a male Asian comedian, just like you said. I fit right in.
You can trace your ancestry back to the 1800s, where the Anus family, in order to survive the poverty in England, they would let Ebenezer Scrooge.
The sodomy family, yeah.
They would let Ebenezer Scrooge fuck their ass.
Yeah, there we go. A little bit of family history. I didn't know we were going to talk family history, but here we are.
Yeah. Well, it's I like to surprise people when they come on here.
Yeah, dang it. I told you not to talk about that.
I'm sorry. Do you remember watching talk shows in like the 90s and they would bring people on and it would be like you'd watch like Maury or Sally or whatever and Maury would be like, he has no idea why he's here. You know? The guy's just in a in a booth.
Yeah, they just like they surprise them with like the most terrible news
Yeah.
someone's ever heard. They're like, "What fun!"
Yeah.
He doesn't know he has diabetes, and we're gonna tell him.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Kenneth.
Good television. You can't do that shit anymore. It's
no,
lame.
you can't do that shit anymore. You really can't do anything anymore. That age of daytime TV should be studied, and it should be documented.
Like where that guy found out like someone was cheating on him, or like someone was gay, and then he murdered them like a week later. Like, I mean, terrible, but that's great television.
It's
great television.
Yeah, he found out. Well, his coworker was like, "I have a crush on you" or something, and he.
Oh, that's what it was.
Like,
they had a crush on him. That's right. I mean, it is incredibly bad, but I mean, the ratings must have been through the roof.
Through the roof,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always like, that's Kenneth. He's in a soundproof booth, and he's about to find out his girlfriend. And that was the thing, too. You're going to find out that your girlfriend was a transsexual or a trans person or whatever. And they would be like a big bombshell.
It's also like you must not be that tight in your relationship if you haven't seen something coming. We've been dating for 3 years, and I had no idea.
He's like, we have a totally happy relationship. She, her vagina does not self-lubricate. I have to...
Yeah. She has one of these weird vaginas that's a penis. I don't know. Whatever. It's Italian. I don't know.
Yeah. She likes when I suck her vagina until she comes.
Yeah.
But no, everything else, Maury, is pretty good. You know, that's the only. Yeah.
The only weird thing in our.
That's the only.
The 90s. What's fun?
The only irregular thing.
I'll always remember there was I can't remember which talk show. There was a guy who was afraid of buttons.
Mm-hmm.
He he had like a terrible fear of buttons. And then they just brought out a shirt made entirely of buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy just starts like screaming and running away. And I just thought it was so cruel. Just do that to this poor guy.
It really was cruel, but you would be watching it as like a 12-year-old and being like, well, it's on television, so.
Yeah,
it must be.
They're literally torturing another human being on television for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it will never come back because of the liberals. Never. Joe Biden would not allow it. Joe Biden said no more good TV. That's that.
It's I think if we had another few years of Trump, we would have seen Maury come back. We would have seen more fucked up Maury episodes.
He would have just had shows just like torturing Democrats.
Yeah.
Just like planting them with pedophiles and stuff like that, like To Catch a Predator, but it's just all Democrats. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, because it was always
the adrenochrome.
Yeah, well, the shows were always under the pretext of like helping people, where it was like, my 9-year-old is out of control. Like they bring these 9-year-olds who were cursing. I mean, that was like a lot of fun. Just some angry 9-year-old, and they send him to boot camp.
There was one I saw where there was like an 180-pound like 3-year-old who like wouldn't stop eating. He like ate like 4 pizzas a day.
Yeah,
and it's like. It's like they're like, oh my god, we can't stop him from eating. It's like you're cooking for him.
Yeah.
Like he can't do a microwave yet. You're making all this food. I don't know. I thought he was like he's fatter than I am. He's 3 years old.
Yeah, is your 3-year-old blackmailing you or something? Is your 3-year-old blackmailing you?
Like, you can't not make him a pizza twice a day. What a tough job.
He's got tapes of you on Jeffrey Epstein's island with Bill Gates and Malcolm Gladwell.
Are there people who like sick kids? They're like, I like my kids a little bigger. Oh,
yeah, maybe. Chris Tucker, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah. There's too much pedophilia. Too much pedophilia on top. Too much.
Was it? We only did. This is the first pedophilia joke I think we've made. Did we do another one?
Okay, good.
Earlier?
Good. I don't want to be the pedophilia guy anymore. I'm trying to move on. I'm done. Trying to be the transphobic comic now,
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. I don't. Why do you have a lot of jokes about pedophilia?
I did used to have a lot of jokes about pedophilia, actually, and like to a point where it's like, are you a pedophile? Like, why
Would people ask you that, or you were asking yourself that? Because I kind of had the same.
Some people would be like, a lot of pedophile jokes, huh?
Uh-huh.
You know, I like to talk about pedophilia.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is funny, though. It is funny.
It's funny. Yeah, no, it's funny.
I mean,
no, you're a guy who understands what's funny.
Yeah, exactly. That and the Holocaust are funny. They're the worst things that ever happened, but they're very funny.
It's very, it's funny that, like, yeah, it's funny that was able. I'm going to move on to the Holocaust now, but it's funny that it's funny that the Holocaust was able to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny that
everyone's like, "Oh, Hitler did the Holocaust." Like, no, like millions of people made that shit happen.
Yeah,
they're like the train conductors were just like, "Yeah, I ride the train."
Yeah,
yeah. That's someone's job is just run the train. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, and there just weren't enough people to be like, maybe we shouldn't kill all the Jews. Maybe this is like a bad idea.
No one did anything.
Yeah.
We would do the same thing here in a second if the president told us to do something like that, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd do it. If they pay good wages. Do they have health care? We'd all do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We might, yeah.
I don't want to get too political. But.
Just a nice little, but just imagine like a nice little 9 to 5 where you make like $35-$40 an hour and it's consistent money, you know?
Yeah.
You get to go in.
They have like morale meetings, like, oh, we're all going bowling this week.
Yeah.
Get the crew together.
They're like, you guys killed a lot of Jews. Let's give you a pizza party.
God, they probably did do it like that.
They probably,
Get some extra wiener schnitzel tonight.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of people. It was a lot of people go.
No one ever had fun with the other genocides, though. I feel like it's always Holocaust jokes. Never see like a Cambodian genocide, Rwandan genocide, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I guess we don't know as much about them, or they weren't as big. Not as many people died. Yeah.
The Jews control the media, so they write all the books, so we read them. You know.
Right.
They got a big Holocaust is in control. Big Holocaust.
the media is run by Big Holocaust.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
You heard it here first, folks.
Big Holocaust.
I might title that might be the title of the episode.
Big Holocaust.
Big Holocaust.
Yeah, Mike's in the pay of Big Holocaust. You know.
Mike used to make fun of the Holocaust, but then his show changed, and I wonder if he's getting dark money from Big Holocaust.
Yeah, he does ads for the IDF every time. He's selling free birthright tickets to non-Jews. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Wait,
no, that's
yeah. No, you're not.
Am I Jewish? I'm Italian. Well, I grew up believing I was Italian, Irish, and Polish. So that's why I haven't taken the DNA test, because I've always told people that's what I was. But I think my grandmother has a different father than her siblings, because all her siblings are Polish and they all kind of look like monkeys. And my grandmother is like, my grandmother's very pretty. Like my she's just she's got smaller features and a pretty face. So I wonder if she had a different father. My grandma's very hot. She's she's like very.
You got a hot grandma.
Yeah, she's got tight.
People were hot back in the 40s. Absolutely, I get it.
Yeah, there were a few people here and there.
Your grandma was hot. Is your grandma still alive?
She's still alive. 96.
Holy shit! Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Still hot. Still hot.
She looks good for 96. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sure
they're fucking in the nursing homes, they say.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Like my friends work as like nurses there, and they're like they're not married still. They are all fucking each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nurses have to help them do it. They're like, I want to go to Rupert's room, and then the nurse has to like wheel them over there and kind of put them on the bed. And kind of got to be a middleman and a liaison.
The nurse has to fluff the guy to get him hard.
Yeah, they just got to what position you want. They got to contort them in the way they want.
Yeah.
It's good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a little bit. By the way, I want to say one more thing about Maury was that it was always under the pretext where they were like helping people, where they'd be like, we're going to send your out of control teen to boot camp. But then it was like,
oh yeah,
it would just be like one day, And I don't even think these kids were that bad. There's no way that all these kids were that bad or that big of a problem. But they would send them to boot camp. They would go to boot camp for a day, and then that was it. And they would send them home. Now, meanwhile, the kid is going to be like humiliated and just upset. Like even more. You're just making the problem worse. And then how does it help?
His friends are watching it.
Yeah, they're all watching it, of course. And then how does it help if someone's afraid of pickles to like dump a bucket of pickles on their head?
It doesn't. But it helps us to have a better Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's really about helping me have a better day while I'm from school.
It's about helping the kids that lied and said they got molested to who are home from school.
Yeah. Mom, I don't want to go to school. I got molested. I'm feeling molested, Mom. I can't go to school.
All right.
Yeah.
You got a teacher fired. Some teacher's getting his ass kicked in a parking lot, and you're just home eating like dinosaur chicken nuggets, watching Maury.
You're like, this is normal. Great. I love being sick.
Whoa. I love lying.
That's part of being sick. Yeah, you can watch people get tortured live on television.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I love lying on my teacher. What's that?
You ever fake getting sick to stay home from school?
I kind of did, and I was kind of a goody two-shoes, and I think my brother did a lot, and I always kind of like resented him for it, and I was like, for some reason I had to be like Mr. Integrity, and I don't know why, but yeah, I was very much
Mr.
kind of a rule follower as a kid.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow. And
yeah.
Then you rebelled. I bet.
I guess by doing stand-up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast. I'm going to go off the grain.
Yeah, at 34 years old, I'm rebelling against my family and doing a podcast.
I didn't skip school, but now I'm skipping work to do a podcast. Yeah.
I'm skipping raising my son to talk about pedophiles. to just say getting molested every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot you have a kid now. The pedophile jokes are different. Yeah.
Yeah, they feel different, but I think I'm not like precious about, now that I have a kid, I'm not like precious about those kind of jokes. I feel like people are still going to make those jokes, and it's still something that we should talk about. You
still find it funny. You're still into it.
I haven't seen I have a few pedophile jokes, and I haven't seen. I haven't seen it like done well recently, but because I kind of feel like, not to brag, but I feel like I'm probably one of the better people who talks about pedophiles on stage.
You're the top pedophile comic, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the best, but I would probably say I'm top 5, top 10. So I don't. But but it's still, when people do talk about it, it's still funny to me. But sometimes, you do these jokes and they don't really. The crowd might not really be with you, and you feel a little gross, even if it's a joke that you think is funny. Knowing that you made some people in the crowd uncomfortable, you feel a little like disgusted with yourself.
Yeah, those jokes, if they do badly, feel very bad on your soul. Like if you tell a joke about like getting dinner and it bombs, you don't feel gross for that. But if you tell a joke about a pedophile during the Holocaust, like it better fucking hit.
Folks, I think about the Holocaust. There had to be some pedophiles that were killed in a gas chamber. Am I right? I mean,
I tried to do that as a joke, but it never the idea that Hitler killed the most pedophiles of all time.
Right. Like
percentage wise, he probably killed like 500,000 or something.
He killed.
Never gets credit for that.
Yeah, and he killed yeah, and probably a few mean people too.
Probably a few mean people, yeah. He probably killed some racists too. There's probably some Jewish racists.
He probably killed some Jewish. He probably killed some retarded people who did sexual assault.
Yeah, probably some husbands who beat their wives, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's always a silver lining in these things, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just able to think, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We can see through it, but these libtards, they just don't get it. They don't get it.
Mm-hmm. He probably killed some people who like got their noses stuck in a revolving door and like made everybody late for work that day. I don't know.
I was like, their noses? I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Got the horns locked in something. Yeah.
And gypsies.
And the gypsies.
And he,
yeah, I don't know. I always forget about them. Yeah, they really get a rough end, historical wise. No movies about that part of the genocide. Don't get the shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't think anyone likes them.
I don't know. I
don't
know
know
the lady from Hunchback of Notre Dame, isn't she? Wasn't she?
She's oh yeah.
Esmeralda, but she was hot. So like,
she was hot.
Them, you know?
Yeah. There's
one of the hotter Disney women. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too. I like her and Pocahontas and Princess Jasmine. There's a song where the bad guy. And by the way, that movie doesn't really hold up. I really liked it as a kid, but it doesn't. I watched it.
Hunchback doesn't.
Hunchback doesn't really hold up as well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's just a little kind of like, I guess it feels a little contrived. Like the bad guy is just like so evil. There's no, and then it's and then the humor kind of falls flat. Like Jason Alexander as the gargoyle is just kind of like, you can tell they.
Yeah, he's the gargoyle.
And you can tell they let him kind of like improvise a lot. And then also it's like Esmeralda ends up with the hot guy at the end, the hot soldier. She doesn't like, she doesn't even give Quasimodo like a hand job or anything. She doesn't even.
I forgot. Yeah, he doesn't get shit in the end.
He doesn't get shit.
Right.
And the end, like
he loves her. Yeah.
And he's like in love with her, and she has to watch her kiss the guy Phoebus, the hot guy. And the end scene is like. Yeah, the end scene is like they kiss, like the two hot people kiss, and then he comes over and they all go out, and the crowd cheers for all of them. But
they're like, "Yay, the hot people got together, and the ugly man is still alone."
The ugly man gets to watch them fuck.
Yeah, that's what they don't show you. He's like, you gotta watch Quasimodo. You gotta watch.
Yeah.
I feel like for the gargoyle, they like let him rip because they're like, oh, he's another Robin Williams. He's gonna be like the genie, but then you're like, Jason Alexander's no Robin Williams.
He's not. And you can tell when you watch the movie they gave him a little too much freedom because he's a little too like cocky. Like the voice is a little too cocky,
And
that makes sense. Yeah, so that kind of like falls flat, and then I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. It just
you gotta
doesn't.
Watch.
Huh?
You gotta watch all these kids movies again now. I feel like you're going through it again.
I guess, yeah. Well, right now it's just he doesn't watch story stuff. He watches like Dancing Fruit. There's like a YouTube channel
like what?
It's called. There's a channel called Hey Bear.
Movie age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more sensory stuff.
Right. But in like a year or two, probably he'll get into the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to see if they all hold up. There's that's a heartwarming podcast. You talk about Holocaust stuff and then review a little kids movie.
Yeah.
People like
that.
It
could be two-parter.
Yeah, you do like a little the wash away the terrible things we say in the first half.
Yeah.
You review Moana or something like that.
Because you know Quasimodo had a huge cock too.
He had to.
Yeah.
He had to.
Yeah.
The God can't curse you twice. You get a hunchback, you get a big cock. That's just, it evens out.
Yeah.
In that face, yeah.
But the villain in that movie, he's just kind of singing about like, there's a song where he's basically just singing about how horny he is for Esmeralda. He's like really mad. Yeah, it's called Hellfire. And he's like,
he's like, the things I want to do with you will put me in hell or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he like wants to burn her because he's horny. That's kind of like the he's like saying about how he's gonna burn. Yeah.
It's like, if I can't fuck you, no one will. We're gonna take you out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess he's like a man of the church or something, so he can't. I don't know.
He's like, God won't let me fuck you.
Yeah, so I have to kill you, which is not really. It's hard to relate to as a 9-year-old.
Yeah. What does he want to do with her? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a weird.
Well, he wants to use the power. He wants to use the power of the state to like put her in jail. so he doesn't have to get horny around her.
Kids can get behind that. That's a good kid's plot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
They love the separation of church and state. Kids are obsessed with that stuff.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Always.
Did you watch any Disney movies during the pandemic? Did you revisit any?
I don't think they're. I'm not a big Disney. I think they're overrated a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'm more a Pixar guy. I think Pixar's better.
Okay.
I think some of the old. I love Pixar. That's like my soft spot in life. I think Pixar is just like the greatest thing of all time. The Toy Story 4. Did you see Toy Story 4?
No.
Toy Story 4 is one of the funniest movies. It's so fun. It's like a good.
Well, you know what? I saw like parts of it because they make Forky.
Oh yeah, Forky. Yeah, kids love Forky. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You got. I think you'd watch it from a comedic standpoint. It holds up as a comedy. A good comedy.
I never saw Toy Story 3.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I mean, I don't cry very often because I'm not in touch with my emotions.
Yeah.
But that movie will make you cry. That's a good one.
But see, that's what everybody says. But then when I hear about something where people are gonna go, "You're gonna cry," then I don't want to watch it because I don't like having my emotions manipulated. You know.
Right.
When people
you feel like you like watch the movie and you're like you don't cry to like prove a point. You're like, oh, you fucking pussies cried. I didn't cry at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and also everybody told me I was going to cry seeing Titanic, and I saw Titanic when I was like 10, when I was in elementary school. And
see, that's not a sad movie. That's not sad.
Yeah.
That's like a lame movie to cry at. It's like they got what they deserved. It's a bunch of rich people sinking in a boat. Like I don't care.
Right.
I don't give a shit. Whatever.
Right.
It's amazing.
And also, it was what, like 1910, where people just died all the time.
Yeah, they were gonna die of typhus in a year. Like it didn't cut short their life really.
Yeah.
They were gonna die in World War I in 5 years. Like
exactly.
At least they didn't have to fight the trenches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. At least they got to freeze to death with some dignity. It's not sad.
They got to freeze to death in the water. Yeah. He got a fucker on the boat too. He had a good time.
Yeah.
He's a poor kid. He got to fuck a rich girl. Good. That's enough. Die. He got a good life. You did more than you were gonna do in life.
Sure. You would have gotten black lung in some mine or something.
You would have got black, or you would have been hung for fucking a rich girl. They'd be like, we did not let poor dicks near here. They would have fucking sent him to jail right when they landed.
Right.
He had no chance.
Yeah, him and his Italian friend. they'd hang him too.
Was he Italian?
No, his friend was Italian. His friend, like Fabrizio or something, right?
Yes. There's always that horny Italian friend.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's your guys' stereotype. You're all like kind of horny. You know, like I think you're always horny in the movies. The Italian guy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That'll be the new Mario movie.
Oh, is
it's
that
just him
real? I thought I was like, is that real?
I don't even know. I don't even really want to talk. It's like, people have been talking about it a lot. I don't want to talk about it.
That's one of those things that like I don't even want to give my brain to that. I don't want to even think about it.
Yeah.
It just makes me angry.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time.
For sure.
It's a waste of time.
For sure. So when?
Oh, you should ask me a question. Yeah, that's.
No, go ahead. No, you ask me.
I was gonna ask. This is such a terrible question. Is comedy back in New York? Are people doing it now? You guys are.
So are you not in? Are you not in New York? Did you leave?
I'm in Chicago now. I moved right before the pandemic, but I probably will move back. I'm glad I moved to Chicago. It was I would have killed myself in New York.
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know how. I would have jumped out of the story in my Astoria apartment for sure. I would have been done.
But it's Astoria, so you just have to do the pandemic like paralyzed.
Yeah.
Because you live on like the second floor.
Yeah. I just break my leg. He tried to kill himself, but he wasn't He's too poor to own a higher apartment. Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives at garden level. He keeps jumping out the window and nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, New York. Yeah, was it rough? Was it like absolutely locked down, no town shit?
It was, and it was great. I mean, we moved right when the pandemic started. We got a new apartment, and then we just kind of
nice.
with a backyard. So we just kind of like hunkered down and watched movies and it was really nice.
You
I
were
got
just
a
kind
little.
of in love. You were just in love with the family.
Well, I didn't have a kid until like late, like the tail end of it, but it
Okay.
was good. It was nice. It was nice getting to have kind of like a normal life for a little bit, where it's not like,
Right.
oh, it's 7 o'clock and I
Yeah,
got to
that's
go
not
do
bad.
comedy, and I had I got to think about other stuff. So I will look
Yeah.
back on that time when people were dying and getting their bodies thrown in freezer trucks because there was nowhere to put them. I will look back on that time very fondly because there was
It
no
was the
traffic.
golden age in my life.
It was the
Yeah.
golden age of my life. There was no traffic on the road. I got to spend some quality time with my wife, go to the
A lot
park.
less old people. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot less old people. The breakfast on like Sunday mornings way less crowded. Not
Yeah.
any old people at Denny's anymore. That's
Mhm.
great.
And I guess if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have had my son.
Oh,
If it
really?
wasn't for the deaths
You were
of
just nutting so
600,000
much?
people. Yeah, we
You
went
were
through a phase where
inside?
we went through a phase where we were like, it's not, because I guess she got pregnant in probably August, so that was like before the vaccine. So yeah, it's like, just being like, this is never gonna end. So let's just nut.
Were you trying? Were you trying to have a kid?
Not at
Were you like,
all.
let's
Not at
just
all.
go for it? Oh, it was an accident.
It was kind of like, who cares? And my wife's always wanted kids, so it's like she wasn't gonna do anything
Oh, okay.
But
So it
and
wasn't you weren't like pissed off.
yeah, no, I was trying to trap her. She found my
Just
gold.
trying to come.
She found the
Yeah.
she found the bag of gold coins I keep in my thing, and I had to trap her with it. Or I found her gold. That would be the funnier. That would be the funnier
Yeah.
take. But it was really
Gotta be.
great. I mean, the subways
That's
were
a
empty.
good feeling that
Yeah.
you can get a woman pregnant with how old you are. That's
Yeah.
they're still going at 34.
Yeah.
Usually, men, people were talking like, we don't know if Mike's got it in it, but he did.
Were they?
Yes.
And I proved them all wrong.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were.
Who was saying? Wait, who was saying that? Can you name names?
Oh, everyone at the cellar. They like Mike doesn't have it in him anymore.
Really?
It's just, everyone's it was a big thing in the town.
They were just talking about my sperm like that.
Yeah, it was a big. Yeah, everyone was like, I just don't think Mike's going to be able to bring a kid into this world. But you damned if you didn't. Damned if you didn't do it.
Did Gary Goldman say that about me?
I am. Yes, he did. Yeah, absolutely. Man. He said it was like a really long, like philosophical speech, but that was the crux of it.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
I've never met Gary, so I should.
We're gonna have words, Gary, if you're listening. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
We're gonna have the talk.
Oh, that kind of rocks when you have a kid. I'm kind of jealous. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really great for like 5 minutes a day. Sometimes we'll just kind of like. I'll like take him for a walk, and then we'll sit on the couch together, and he'll like look up at me, and it'll be like, it's like, oh yeah, you're my dad, and then he's, and so there's like 10 minutes of it where it's awesome, and then but it's not bad. It's just he gets a little he gets a little demanding sometimes. Not demanding, but
just all the time.
What's that?
And you forget that you have a kid all the time. It's all day. You don't just get him for like 4 hours. You got to do it all day.
It's 24/7. Yeah, but the things I thought I was going to be stressed out about, I'm not. I'm not really. I'm not really stressed out about the baby. Like I don't know. The baby's good, but
yeah.
But you think about money. You're like, am I a failure?
Right.
Do I need to order more Blue Chew? Stuff like that.
Yeah, you got an ad to plug? You gotta get an ad in here.
Yeah, I tried.
Pay for the baby's food.
They blocked me.
You give the Blue Chew to the baby. You give it to him. He's just rock hard all day. Does he have a big penis? Do you think it's gonna?
I think he
live on the
does.
legacy?
Well, my wife's aunt. My wife's aunt works at the hospital in Staten Island where he was born, and she brought up that he has a big penis.
Really, like for his new age, it was pretty
yeah,
big.
Yeah. She's like, listen, I've seen a lot of baby dicks. She just knows. She's just
got a picture book of them. She just snaps a quick pic every time.
She's just a huge whore, and she asks every guy that she's been with to describe his dick as a baby.
Oh my god!
That's why she became a nurse.
See the baby dick.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Good thing he wasn't Jewish. The rabbi would have loved to suck the blood out of that big baby dick. They love doing that.
Yeah,
shit.
they love it. Yeah.
They love it. The rabbis look like another baby. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy's thirsty. Oh god. Are you gonna be a parent who like puts a leash on your kid?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's good.
Why?
Good. I feel like that. I just want the people to know that shit pisses me off.
I don't see it that much. But what does that come from? It's people who are like nervous that their kid's gonna run away or something.
Yeah, yeah, basically they don't trust their kid enough to walk into a McDonald's and not like run away or something.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't see myself doing that.
Yeah, I don't think you would do that. It's not really that common, honestly. But I just saw someone doing it the other day. It's like it feels like they're being trafficked or something. They're just like moving them around like cattle or whatever.
Yeah,
not good.
But never say never. I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
Never say never. It's a tough time.
Yeah.
Tough time.
Yeah. Where did you start doing comedy?
Where did I start doing comedy? Oh, I started in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay.
You ever been there? Madison. I went to college at University of Wisconsin. I was a Badger.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you done the club there? I think you did.
Yeah, I featured there once.
Yeah. It's one of the best clubs. So
yeah.
It was
it really is.
Comedy on State.
Yeah.
Top 5 clubs in the country. So it was crazy. It was one of those things where like there's a scene of like maybe 30 comedians and like only 10 of them really try. So like if you could put a joke together, you were like opening for Anthony Jeselnik like 3 months into comedy, which is like stupid but it was a great way to start. I'm so glad I started there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Nice.
Like they had an open mic every Wednesday that had like 200 people at it every single week. There's like 250 people at this open mic.
Yeah, the Stress Factory in Jersey was kind of like that too, and it was a lot of like Jersey, Jersey guys who were very Jersey. And if you could be like not a complete piece of shit, you would kind of like get noticed.
Oh right. Is that in like what city in Jersey is that in? I never got
New Brunswick.
In Brunswick, okay. Is that like a college town? Is that why they get?
Yeah, Rutgers is there.
What? Oh, Rutgers is there. Okay,
yeah.
I'm another Big Ten school. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's the key to Madison is that it's like this incredibly liberal city surrounded by like rednecks with AK-47s. So like they really get into art there because they're like we can't leave or they're gonna fucking kill us on the road. So they're just like they get really into woke shit there, which is good for comedy.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I heard they were protesting. I heard Louis came there and they were protesting.
Yeah, Ron, our friend Ron was opening. Yeah, they're protesting, and then you like see the pictures, and it's like 3 baristas with a sign. Like, they're not really calling it a protest is a little generous. Like it doesn't even deserve it. It's more like a group is just standing on a corner. They're not really protesting or anything.
Yeah. I started in New York, and I was hanging out with a couple comics, a few nights ago, and we were talking about how I don't know if kids today or like newer comics today do this, but we had to do, if you didn't get shows, you would do open mics, and we did so many open mics, with just like the craziest people on the planet. They were It was just yeah.
They can't. Anyone can do it. They can't say no. So like, and everyone thinks they can do it, which is the worst. Everyone thinks they can do comedy or should do it. Yeah, I knew a guy. I was thinking the weird. I probably shouldn't say his name because I'm like totally scared of him. But like he did comedy in Madison. There's like 2 open mics. Like you can do 2 or 3 mics a week, really. And he recorded his first 3 open mics and then released a CD of them. Like
nice.
He released a CD with a cover of him doing his first 3 or 4 sets of all time, and it's just him bombing. He had like a listening party, and it's complete silence for like 45 minutes.
He had a listening party?
Rambling. We had a listening party. It was very fun.
Yeah.
But he got complete silence, and I love that. I think that's the fact that people can't tell if they're doing well or not. Just, I'll never understand it, but it's so funny. Like music, you don't know if you're doing well because like the audience can react however. But like comedy, there's only one criteria for knowing if you do well or not, and if you can't figure that out, I just think that's I don't know. It fascinates me.
Yeah, and then people will put the clips out with no laughs in them.
They put. I won't post a clip unless I'm like crushing.
Yeah.
I'd like feel like weird inside of it. Every joke doesn't get like a huge response. So people post ones where people go, ha ha.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Are you making content? Are you like putting stuff on TikTok and Instagram like regularly or yeah?
I did just get into TikTok about a month ago. I hate it. I think it's like the worst thing to ever happen, but people do watch the shit on there. It does. The algorithm can get your jokes out to like 100,000 people, which is like good, I guess, in the end. But
I mean, I also like I consume a lot of TikTok, and there's just so much. There's just an infinite. I mean, there's so much stuff on there that you can just be scrolling forever, and then after a while, it figures it figures out what you're into and what you want to watch. I get a lot of lesbian content, like just
I was just about to ask what your bubble is. Is that your bubble?
Yeah. I think they just think I'm a lesbian.
Lesbian shit.
Because I watch a lot of like girl archers, like women shooting bows and arrows and stuff, and I just so I was getting. I was getting a lot of that.
You watch them just shoot an arrow at a target?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a girl. I'll send you her videos. She's a lesbian and she shoots arrows.
Is that the new softball? Is that the new lesbian sport?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Do they just hit the bullseye every time?
The bullseye? No, they shoot different things. They like throw stuff up in the air and shoot it. There's also I hate to say it, but there's a guy who I think is a little better than this girl, and he'll like he'll throw up like a wedding ring and shoot it with an arrow. But I don't think he's making these shots on the first try. So I think he's just like throw all day, just probably throwing stuff and trying to hit whatever he's throwing, He's
just in a field all day throwing his wedding ring in the air. And
Yeah, just having to buy a new wedding ring every couple weeks.
Thank God you have fat fingers, Sharon, or I never hit that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is not the corner of TikTok I thought you would have found.
Well, it's weird because because sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be like, all right, I got to post clips, I got to post stand-up clips, but then I'll start watching and then sometimes I post TikToks where I like to kind of like make fun of what's on TikTok,
Right.
I'll post
a duet.
Yeah, or I'll do like parodies, like I try to do parodies of like the trends, like I did, like there's a thing where people. They use this song and the song's like you're enough, and it's like people being like my dad worried that he was not gonna be a good dad because he's a single dad, and then it's like there's a photo montage, or like my mom saying so it's all this very kind of like needy. It's very messy. I always find myself on messy TikTok. And then there'll be one.
People just post their lives on there. That's very smart.
But they
Every
post
life secret. They just throw it out.
But all their dirt too, like all their conflicts with their families,
Yeah.
all their
like
fights.
out there for the world.
And
what was your parody?
So I made one where, and then so people would be like, "Oh, my mom saying you're probably embarrassed of my weight," and it's like, you're enough, you're enough. And then I did one where it's like, my wife, you're probably embarrassed of my weight, and I just posted a bunch of photos where she looks regular. So that's fun.
Yeah, you had some funny ones. I've seen you do some funny ones. I don't get how to make those parodies, but I think you kind of figured it out.
But there's all these weirdos on there where they're just like, I was left in a boxcar when I was 8 years old, and it gets real messy.
Yeah.
It gets real messy.
And they do like a really sad montage showing how they made it out of the box or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And people go, "What a great story! I was left in a boxcar too. We have a whole community of boxcar children." There's all these little communities. It's like
and they're probably not. And this one girl talked about how like her dad was blown up by an IED in Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever, and then like
an IED, not an IUD.
Did I say IUD? I said IED, didn't I? Yeah. Just blown up by an IED.
Isn't that the thing women put up their pussy?
Women put the IUD up their pussy.
Yes. Okay. Right.
An IED is in improvised explosive device.
Right. There we go. Okay, we're learning.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying? Guy blown up by an IED?
So she's like, my dad got blown up by an IED, and then my sister ran off with a guy who made fun of my dad for getting blown up, and I'm like, I don't think that happened. I don't think somebody. I don't think somebody made fun of a veteran who got blown up in Iraq.
And she's like, "Oh my God, I love how you mocked my dad's disability."
Yeah, and then
people love to make up stories, especially on Twitter too. They'll be like, "My baby told me healthcare is a human right."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't think your baby probably said that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They love making up stories.
I heard your
but
baby's.
Then everyone goes along with it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Everyone goes along with it.
Stuff with your kid.
And then it's all like, what did your husband? My husband telling me I was too fat for him to find my pussy with his dick. It's just like all this. It's all this stuff. It's just like so messy. But then sometimes I'll find stuff and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the next hour. I'll be following this story.
You just go down people's rabbit holes.
I just go down rabbit holes. Yeah, and there's content. There's like content that. Sorry about this. I don't know what's okay. There's content on there that you're not going to really see anywhere else. Like unless it's like the local news. I mean, there was one thing where this contractor smashed these tiles that he put up because the homeowner like refused to pay him. But then you find out like the homeowner only refused to pay because he did a terrible job on the tiles, and he was like, I need payment. And she was like, well, I want to see the job before it's done. So this guy just goes in with a sledgehammer and starts breaking the tiles. And then you're looking at the comments, and everybody in the comments is like, I've been laying bathroom tile for 45 years. That's a shit job. That's terrible tile work.
Did he record himself hitting it with a sledgehammer?
The homeowner recorded him. Yeah.
Oh, he did it while they were there?
Yeah, he went into the house and then he started hitting the tile with a hammer. And the tile was garbage. It was really, I don't even know much about tile work, but it was really bad tile work. And and he's
so
just
funny.
like
his company probably went bankrupt. That's like shit. He probably no one's gonna go to that fucking guy anymore. Good for him.
Yeah, no, he's like done. And then people in the
tile business.
But then people in the comments are going like, "There's if you hit tile with a hammer and 10 of them fly off the wall, you did the tile work wrong."
Right. It should be hard to wreck it.
It should be hard to wreck it.
5 minutes to destroy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so. Are you a guy? Are you just scrolling on TikTok a lot? You get. Is that the baby right there?
That's the baby. Yeah.
This is the 10 minutes a day where you love him right there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is he a crier?
I mean, when he's hungry or when he's like tired, but he's not. I mean, he's pretty easy to alleviate. He's very manageable. He's not keeping me up all night. He gets me up a little early in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You give him whiskey? You one of those parents give him a little simple full of whiskey?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we haven't really needed to. I mean, he's on a pretty good sleep schedule. I mean, he eats everything. He's I don't know. I got no complaints about him.
Nice.
You know?
There we go.
My wife, on the other hand. No, but it's just tough to it's just tough to manage our schedules where it's like, you know, I'll be like, "Oh, I was going to go get a ice cream cone." And she was like, you can't, you got to run everything by your wife. You can't just do whatever you want.
You can't just leave the baby. Yeah.
You can't just leave the house.
You can't has the baby come to a show? You bring him to a show?
You can. Yeah, but his bedtime's around 7, so it usually doesn't. But at around 7:30 he's asleep. Everybody says you're going to get material when you have a kid, like you're going to get jokes, and I don't know. I haven't found anything. It's not like funny yet. It's just I don't know.
I feel like it's too new. You got to give it like a
year.
You'll write a good joke when he's 5
or
whatever.
Yeah. And I shouldn't right.
Yeah,
and I shouldn't feel pressured.
We know it's tough, so yeah.
Well, I shouldn't feel pressured to like write something right away. You know, like when you go to an open mic. You know when you go to an open mic and some girl would be like, "Yeah, so I got raped this weekend." She's like already trying to do jokes about it. And I know you're laughing because I know you've been there. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I'm still effectively. Yeah. So I just had my leg amputated this morning.
Yeah.
But I had to make it out to the open mic. Just want to talk through it.
So my father killed himself yesterday, and I was just
never
thinking.
Missed an open mic. So here I am.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think that's the pandemic, baby. I don't think I'm going to do an open mic ever again.
Good.
I think I just am like
you don't have to. I mean, there's rooms where you can work so that. Do you feel like? And I know this is probably a little inside baseball, but do you feel like you're doing enough stuff and you're like getting up enough and you know? I don't know.
Yeah,
you feel like you got enough going on?
I think Chicago, the Midwest is great because like you can do the road, and there's like so many cities within like 3 hours of Chicago. You can go to Cleveland, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Minneapolis. It's great for comedy. I have a pretty full schedule, which rock.
Nice.
How about New York? How's you getting up?
It's fine. You know, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the scene's totally changed. The shows I see people on, I've never heard of any of them before.
Mm-hmm. Midwestern comics are very funny because they're all kind of similar, and they all move here, and then you never see them again.
Yeah, I feel like there was like a resentment among New York comics for like Chicago comics. They'd be like another fucking Chicago comic.
Yeah.
Moving here. Yeah. There's like so many. I mean, like they are generally. I think Chicago is a really good comedy. So if you have to be funny here, other people move from like North Carolina where you don't have to be funny, but like in Chicago you gotta have fucking jokes and shit to do comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Did you ever do comedy in Chicago?
Yeah, I really like it. You know, my only regret in life was that I didn't after high school I should have gone to Chicago and did comedy for a couple years and instead of going to college. I wish I went right after high school.
College?
I went to Montclair State in Jersey.
Oh yeah, you should have gone to like Northwestern or something.
Well, I should have just gotten a job. Or I should have just moved to Chicago and did open mic.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
if I could go back in time and give myself advice, I'd be like, just do that instead. But
college was an incredible waste of time.
Yeah,
an incredible waste.
Yeah,
I wasted $110,000 in college. It was so
yeah.
stupid.
You know what? I opened up an investment account for my son, and he just had his christening this weekend, so he got some money from family and stuff. And I'm like, I'm praying that he wants to do anything that's not go to college and learn a bunch of liberal horse shit.
Liberal bullshit.
You know?
Yeah, you can't send. You gotta send them to like Liberty College where they teach the real shit.
Yeah.
They got pro-life 101. You gotta take and everything.
Or like Howard University.
Yeah, I think they do let some.
I think they do, right? They let some. They let
legally have to.
They let 4 white people in every every semester.
Is that true?
No, but wouldn't that
God.
be funny? It's like
You,
imagine being. It's like a badge of honor. You just wear. You're just a white. You're one of the 10 white people that's allowed to go to Howard.
yeah, yeah. I went to an HBCU.
Yeah.
You can't. I just don't. I feel like everyone would hate you. Wouldn't everyone just hate you there? Like this fucking white guy won't even let us have Howard University. We can't even have that.
I don't know. I think it'd be. I think it'd be like. It would be like America's. You do it. You make it a reality show like America's Next Top White Kid, and it's just his reward is getting to go to Howard University.
The black women boycott fucking him though. They refuse. They're just like, no, we're not gonna let him. We're gonna give him the fentanyl every time. He's just gonna fucking. He's not gonna party with us. We're lacing his drinks every time.
I'm like,
no
how's
way.
school, son? And he's like, you know, I mean, it's fine. I get no pussy.
Majoring in jazz, minoring in civil rights. You know me, Brad.
Yeah.
Jesus. What did you get in college? What was your degree?
I went for acting.
You went for acting?
Yeah.
Wow.
I went for acting, but I was like at the time, and I didn't really pay attention. I didn't like the classes at all, and at the time, I was also doing stand up a little bit at bringer shows at this club in the city, and then I was doing I was working for like a scam marketing home improvement marketing company. Not a scam, but it was like door-to-door cold calling, and I was making good money. I was setting appointments for sales guys to go to.
You were going door to door?
I was going door to door, and I really liked it, and I felt like I was really good at it. And I was making I was making like between $400 and $600 a week doing that.
You would be a good salesman, charismatic guy. Yeah, you could sell anything.
I really like it. I really think it's it's just a good skill to have. I don't know. It's not. There's a guy, Brad.
It's a real comedian job.
Yeah.
Like we are kind of just selling ourselves on stage.
Well, you could do that, but you could be you could be like an older salesman and still have kind of like a dignified you could like sell televisions or something, or sell fucking I don't know, whatever it is, whatever. I don't what do people even what do sales reps even sell nowadays? I don't know.
They sell like coding equipment or coding classes.
Right.
Or like Bitcoin software
right.
or something.
Or cars, I guess. People still sell cars.
The baby's revolting against the podcast. The baby's like,
I know.
Do not talk about this.
I guess we should stop it, because I don't want to be that. I don't want to be.
Oh, I don't really care. I think it's kind of funny.
The listeners might care.
Right, the listeners might care.
Yeah.
It's a good peek into your home life.
Yeah.
Like, this is what Mike has to do.
Yeah. And
you're on the grind. You got a podcast no matter what.
Like, shut that fucking baby up. All right. Well, Geoffrey, where can people see your stuff, or do you want to plug anything?
Well, I mean, we'll plug Instagram. Unfortunately, I'll plug the Instagram.
Okay.
It's
Geoffrey Ass to Mouth on
Instagram. It is Geoffrey Ass to Mouth. Yes, Jeff with a G. They called me Geoffrey Ass to Mouth in college, and the name stuck. So,
is that true?
You know. Well, yeah, because my name's like Asmus, so they say Ass to Mouth. It's stupid, but yeah. I mean, looking back, they weren't like great friends. But they did call me Geoffrey Ass to Mouth.
There's this comic. There's this comic, Greg Johnson, who had an old joke, and he was like, I asked my friend, I go, do you know where the ATM machine is? I go, do you know where the ATM machine is? And he go, actually, that's redundant because ATM stands for automatic teller machine. And I was like, oh no, I meant the ass to mouth machine.
Also, I hate when people correct that shit. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares what ATM stands for? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's how you know who the worst people are. There should be a Holocaust for them.
The worst people. In fact, Frankenstein's the name of the doctor, not the monster. I mean, shut up.
Yeah. People who like to
shut up.
Tell you that you use the wrong your.
Yeah,
sometimes I'll do it on purpose, and then when they go to correct you.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay, I get it. All right. You hate podcasts, and you don't respect my job.
You're going to be like, we could have been big, but you kept crying when I recorded.
Imagine when he's 10 just looking up my Patreon numbers, being like, Dad, this is dog shit. Dad, Tim Dillon makes $500,000 a month. Dad, you fucking suck. He's just...
Tim Dillon's a senator right now. He makes $10 million a month. Come on.
Tim Dillon's a United States senator.
He'll be a Long Island senator. He'll bring back the open death penalty in the square. He'll be public viewing for executions for the slightest crime of jaywalking.
And then people got mad at me. I don't really do it, Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, Geoffrey ATM on Instagram. Follow him. Check out his stuff. Check out his clips because his clips are really funny. And as you could tell from the show, he's a comic who's okay, worth following. Shut the fuck up, Ben. Shut the fuck up. You guys. There we go. See, it works. I told my kid to shut the fuck up. He never screamed through a podcast ever again. And then, guys, you know the deal. Patreon.com/sitdownpod. We do bonus content all the time. We're going to start doing one episode a week. Right now, we do a show Monday to Friday, 20-minute show, Monday to Friday. So get on that. Get in there.
Damn.
And, yeah, it's a prison. But we're going back.
You're busy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's the show. So, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. But, Geoffrey, stay on the line.